The reality is project management isn't for everyone. It can actually be very quite daunting at times. It can come with these ridiculous work schedules, and sometimes, and quite frankly, it can actually be a lot of work. But through all of that, it can be one of the most rewarding careers that you may actually set foot in. I know that's saying quite a bit, as I am a project manager and I have been a project manager for quite some time, and I've chosen this career for a reason. I understand that once you build upon yourself, there's actually a very quite rewarding career in project management. So in this video, I'm actually going to go over 3 mindset shifts that all project managers need to have and understand to be successful in the role. I'm your host Darius, and I'm here to help you master the art of project management. So whether you are an aspiring leader, a project manager, or someone who just moves projects forward for their organization, then this video is for you. But before we get started, please like the video, please subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content similar to this one, and then also please share with anyone who you think might find this video helpful. But with that said, let's jump right in. There's a reason why AI hasn't taken over our jobs as project managers. And it's not because we are here as task pushers or Gantt chart connoisseurs or just Excel masters, right? We're not that. We are the human aspect of project management, which is very much needed as you manage projects with a full team. Being a project manager requires a certain mindset that just would help you and propel you, and something that I've seen quite often in other professionals that I've talked to, that I've worked with, when it comes to being successful in a project management role. And when I say project management role, sometimes we always just automatically default to project manager. But the reality is those that are moving projects forward are the ones that I'm talking to. And that could be any role in your organization. That could be account managers, that could be project schedulers, that could be resource managers or traffic. So whoever is moving these projects forward, this video, again, like I said, is for you. But the reality is you still have to have these mindsets too, especially when it comes to moving that work initiative forward. Just to put some backing into what I'm saying as to why AI cannot replace the human aspect, but the human aspect needs to learn these opportunities as well, because when you're not in the mindsets that I'm going to cover, you're not going to help your team, and you're not going to help your team grow, but also be motivated to work on the project. You're not going to be able to get that team to be bought in as to what you want to do and how that project should be ran. And then also you should be working with your team to figure that out. And having these mindsets will definitely help you with that. Then on top of that, there's just a lot of decision making, right? So in this role, you are going to be making quite a bit of decisions that will dictate the outcome of these projects. And it's up to you to make those decisions as effectively as possible so that this way your project moves forward the way you need it to move forward, in the direction you need it to move forward. Also, on top of that, I did mention we shouldn't be task pushers, but a part of the role is actually to prioritize the tasks that need to be done first and foremost, or what is the most urgent task. And that requires a little bit of thinking, that requires a little bit of understanding of the project and also the clients and the stakeholders. And then lastly, it's just the communicative aspect of project management. Communication in project management is heavily relied upon when it comes to moving projects forward, because you're communicating with the team, but you're also communicating to your stakeholders, you're also communicating to your project sponsors, you're communicating to everyone who is involved, who has a stake in the project, and you want to be able to effectively do that communication so that this way things can move along seamlessly and effectively. So these are some of the things that, one, you're going to see when you don't have these mindsets that are not happening properly, and then two, these are things that AI simply can't replace, which is why as the human we have to develop our mindset as to how we're going to go about tackling these particular strategies within our project management skills. So without further ado, I do want to just jump into one of the mindsets that I do believe all project managers need to have in order to be successful in their role. So the first one that I have for you all is resilience. And I know that sounds very simple, cliche. It's like, yeah, you must stick it out and you must move it forward. But here's the truth. Not being able to be resilient in this role is not good. You have to be resilient not only for yourself, but for your team. You have to be the calm captain on the ship when the ship is moving through treacherous waters. And it's up to you to stand firm and stand strong for your team while you're going through some of those difficult moments. You have to be able to motivate your team during those difficult moments. But being resilient requires you to be able to say, look, this is where we're dealing with, this is what's going on, and this is how we may need to move forward. It'll help with better decision making. It'll help with better team buy-in. It'll also help you mentally as you go through these projects, because I've never seen a project that didn't have hiccups along the way. That is just what happens when it comes to projects and managing them. So what you want to do is build your tolerance to, a little bit of struggle and to be a little bit more resilient. Change your mindset as to how you look at opportunities versus how do you look at situations and issues. All issues, in my opinion, are opportunities to improve that process in the future. So if an issue does arise, don't shy away from it. Don't be fearful of it, but instead tackle it strong and head on. Because once you do, you know that if this issue arises again, you and your team is equipped to deal with it for the next time you have to do this project or something similar. So forge forward and just keep on moving forward in how you take on the difficulties of this job. And just to give you a little understanding of what that looks like for me, I call it the 3 C's, and it is calm, calculated, and collected. If you can stay calm, calculated, and collected throughout those difficult waters, you and your team will make decisions effectively and move forward together with that resilience that you've built up. But this is a key attribute and mindset that all project managers need to have. Mindset number 2 has to be your leadership style. Now, I know we hear the term servant leader thrown around quite a bit, and I'm sure there's other leadership forms that are out there that people may throw around just the same. But how I look at it is this. I am here to help the team move forward no matter what and navigate through any barriers and obstacles that may arise. I'm here to ensure that the project stays within schedule, within time, and within budget. I am here to ensure that the project is a success. However, I do not do the work. So I have to work really well with a team that does. And this is where good leadership comes into play. Number 1, these team members may not be direct reports underneath you. So you are also working with other people who are not reporting directly to you and still having to be that team lead. So you have to be able to find that leadership style that works best for you and your team. And I think that's where a lot of people get it wrong. It's like, I want to be this particular version of myself and that's it. I'm going to stay this firm. But I've seen it where you have to pivot in how you manage and work with your team. Sometimes your team may need you to hold their hand a little bit and walk them through what they can actually do and motivate them. And at other times, you may have to hold them accountable for the fact that they may not have gotten something done on time. And at the back end of that, you can also be someone who's moving roadblocks and being communicative. But you have to maneuver your leadership style to best fit the situation and best fit your team at that moment in time. Because leaders, in my opinion, forge ahead for the team. Leaders, in my opinion, go forward and help the team throughout the task, throughout the project, throughout the process. I, as a leader, want to make sure that those who are the SMEs on the project, which is all of those people who are doing the actual work of the project, are able to focus on their area expertise and do what they do best, which is whatever it is that they may do. And I don't want anything to come in the midst of that. So what I do is I do my best to shield them from anything that's coming from leadership. I do my best to be the barrier for changes and make it as easy as possible through effective communication. Having a great leadership style has to be something that you keep in mind as you move forward, and honestly has to be a part of your mindset. If you're not a leader and if you can't work with teams effectively, then this role isn't for you. Now, for the last mindset shift that I think all project managers or anyone who manages projects needs to have is to be ever evolving. I've never seen anyone be successful standing still. And I truly believe that standing still or not doing anything will continuously lead to you being behind the eight ball. And that is not a good way to move your projects forward or your professional career forward. You should be always seeking to always grow and to always develop your skills personally, professionally, but then within the project, you should be always seeking ideas to improve the processes so that this way you are doing the work better, which is why we do lessons learned, right? We're supposed to sit down, spend some time with the team, and figure out what can we actually do better, what can we actually do, or what issues can we actually address in the future for other projects that may arise, just so that we can focus on how do we be as efficient as possible. It should always be that goal, moving forward to efficiency. And you have to have an ever-evolving mind and an ever-evolving personality to be able to even see the opportunities in that space. I've heard this all the time. Well, we've always done it this way. That is the worst thing you can say, because sometimes doing it the way you've always done it is also going to yield the exact same results you've also always received. And maybe you want to do it a little bit better. Maybe you want to actually close the project out within budget. Or maybe you want to supersede the budget and, well, not supersede, but you want to actually, stay well below the budget. So that this way, you bring in that ROI for your project and for your organization. But doing it the way that you've always done it will just always lead you down the same exact path. So your success truly depends on whether you're going to be ever evolving or whether you're going to be stagnant. But I suggest the latter, be ever evolving. And as a bonus tip, I would say leverage technology as much as you can. If you can change your mindset around technology and how do you use it, and I'm talking about AI, as I mentioned at the top of this video, you'll be leagues better than where your colleagues or other PMs are. AI is a tool to be used just like a hammer, just like when the internet came out, just like when Photoshop happened, when the cameras happened, etc. All of these things improved over time, and in doing that allowed us to do things more efficiently and quicker in reality. So just being able to leverage AI and not being afraid of AI and saying, well, I'm not going to use AI because I think it's going to replace my job. How about finding ways that it does actually improve your efficiency at your job? You can clear out so much things with templates, with AI automation. You have so much opportunities to improve how you do work, but you're not going to find it if you aren't looking. So with that said, just continue to tap in and continue to grow in that space as well, and then leverage AI. So as you are embracing your new project management role, or your previous project management role, whatever it looks like to you, I do want to say just incorporate these mindset shifts so that you can continue to grow and to improve as a project manager, and then also that this way your projects can continue to be successful. If you want to have a conversation with me around some of these topics or any topic related to project management, please feel free to reach out. I'm always happy to have conversations with fellow aspiring or project managers out there and start implementing some of these mindset shifts, and just spend a little bit of time thinking through how you can improve in these areas. How can you be a little bit more resilient? What kind of mindset do you have when it comes to project management? And maybe list it down below. I know there's others that have other opinions that would be very valuable to the audience, because there's so much other things. I just provided 3 that I think are the top ones for myself. But list them down below in the comment section. And if you want to talk about projects and how to improve your project management skills and how to improve your organization's project management skills, I'm always happy to have a 1-hour consultation call with fellow PMs or those who are aspiring to be project managers or organizations who are looking to simply improve their project management. So if you want to get connected, just go to the description below, reach out, connect with me on LinkedIn, and just have a chat with me, and let's have a conversation around project management. With that said, before we end it all today, I would like to also just ask you to please, if you like this video, like the video and subscribe to the channel. It really does help the algorithm, and then it also pushes this video to others who may also find this video helpful when it comes to setting their mindset on project management. But with that said, and without further ado, I appreciate each and every one of you. I thank you for staying along for the ride. Let's go out there and improve how we tackle projects and initiatives in our organizations and master the art of project management. Thank you and have a fantastic day.